So before starting with the insertion of all these things, there are two important concepts which needs to be known. One is called view group and another is known as view. Let's give you example. I'll go to the Android again and I'll go to my XML file. It is already open. Now to every XML file, there is something called as a design and text. What you can do in design, you can directly take elements and you can put them over here. Otherwise, what you can do, you can go to the text part and I could insert, for example, if I want to insert a button, what I'll do, I'll just start a tag and I'll type button. So the studio will generate all the code automatically. That's it. Now it is asking what should be the width of the button. So I'll say there are two things, match parent and wrap content. In match, I'll just put match parents. About the height, I'll put wrap content. There are two attributes, layout width and layout height. What I did in layout width, I kept it match parent. Let's put it as, let it be match parent only. Now what is parent? Can you all see the screen given over here? Now there's something called as constraint layout. This is called view. The view which we are discussing over here. This is the major thing. Now view is like a container. This is a container which would be containing all these small things to it. So the constraint layout is a view group which would be grouping all the views. So button or all these things are my views. These are called views and this is the view group which would be grouping these things. So these are like child and this is the parent. So in buttons width we gave it as match parent. That means we are telling the Android Studio that whatever is the height of my parent, whatever is the width of my parent, keep my width also as it is. So since you can see the width of the parent is this much, so that's the reason button has elongated to that much. Now if I put layout height also to match parent, just see what will happen. Actually, we are using constraint layout. So in constraint layout, you are not given the chance to add match parent. Otherwise, I shall show you. Like, let's change this. For example, if I'll just give this, right now the layout which we're using is constraint layout. If I use any other layout, there are plenty of layouts in Android. So if I use any other layout and if I put buttons height as match parent, then what you'll see that the buttons height has been extended to whole screen like this. So obviously wrap content is something which you can infer easily. Wrap content means whatever is the content inside the button, the height should be of that much only. For example, if I'm writing, so if I want to add certain text to this button, what I'll do, I'll search for text attribute and I'll write button. Now there's some error which is coming over here, red. Let's click on this. It is telling that missing constraint. Now what is constraint layout? Just look at this constraint layout. I'll teach you how to work with it. In constraint layout, there are 4 constraints to each and every element which you enter. For example, this button. Can you see 4 points over here? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now in constraint, whatever things you add on your app screen, you need to put constraints over it. So what I'll do, I'll just click on this and I'll extend it to this part. So now I've added constraint to it. The advantage is if I'll move this, even that will move. So text view, there are plenty of things over here. So we are starting with common. Just look at the palette. There's something called as common. In common, we are having text view, button, image view. These are few things which needs to be known by every Android developer for making any application. So we are starting with text view. So what text view does, text view is just for showing text on your screen. For example, you must have seen a login form. Let's remove everything. So for removing anything, just click on this and put delete. Now what I'll do, I'll take a text view. I'll drag it over here. It is asking me to add constraints. Let's add the constraints. Now this is coming in center. So just click on this and put it over here. So it will automatically adjust constraints for you. I'll search for text size. So text size is given over here. I'll use 14 SP or 18 SP. Let's keep it as 18 SP. And let's put text style as bold. Clear? After this, what I'll do is, I have to give a kind of form to user in which user can enter his name. Just go to the text part. There are plenty of things. For example, if you want the user to enter password, you can straight away add this. If you want the user to enter some name, like his email ID, then you can use this. If you want the user to enter only phone number, then you can use even this. So what I'll do, I'll just use the plain text. I'll put plain text over here. Now I'll again add constraints to it. So first constraint I've added over here, next constraint. After this, what I'll do, I'll add a button. Let's add a button over here. Add constraints to the buttons. There's something called view, and inside view, you can have image view, text view. These are views. Then we're having view group. So linear layout is there, frame layout is there. Just look at this one. So inside view group, we can have views. Inside view group, we can have multiple views, but inside view, you cannot have more views. So let's get back to the design part of this activity. So what I have to do now, my task is I'll add another text view to it. So I'll just choose a text view and I'll add it over here. I'll add constraints to it. Now what I have to do is my user should write his name over here, and when he'll click on the button, he should be able to see his name over here. So now what I'll do, for again, if you remember the r.java thing, we had a conversation regarding this, and I said you that if you want to do something on button click, what you have to do, the first thing which you have to do is you have to give it an ID, right? So what I'll do, I'll just click on this button, and when I click on this button, you can see already an ID has been assigned to it. So the ID of button is button. Let's click on this name. The ID of this name, I'll search ID. The ID of this name is edit text. So this is called edit text and this is called text view. This is called text view, which just displays the text to you, and edit text is something in which you can ask the user to enter the text. Now what I want is like, I'll give the ID. So I have given IDs to text view also. I have given IDs to this also. Why I have given ID to edit text? Even if you're not giving, for example, in your Hello World program, you all didn't give any ID to Hello World or your name, right? But still it was visible on the screen. So it's not like that if you're not giving IDs, it won't be visible on screen. It would be definitely visible on screen. Only thing is, if you want to interact with it, if you want to do something with it, then you need to give ID to it. So my task is whatever the user would be adding onto this, I want to copy that data, and on button click, I want to show that data on this text view. So obviously I would be interacting with this one. So that's the reason I gave ID to it. So what I'll do, I'll just go to this main activity. I'll delete all these functions. I'm using the same Hello World program. Okay, guys? Great. So what I'll do is, now look one thing. We'll go into on create. Then the line comes set content view. After this line, you will be adding different things. So what I have to do, first of all, the first thing which I'll be doing is I'll be using a button. Button. Now it is showing me error. Why it is showing me error? Because button is a class and I need to import that class. So what I'll do, I'll just put alt enter. It will show import. Just import this. Equals to. It has automatically added the import for me. For example, if I want to add text view, what I'll do, text view. Is it clear, guys? If I want to add edit text. So what I'm doing, I'm actually creating the objects of these class, button class, text view class, and edit text. Next thing is, what do you have? Now there's one thing, it's better to declare all these variables, all these objects over here in your class. Now they are global objects. Now I'll define this button. Button is equals to find view by ID. So there's a function which is used, which is called find view by ID. So what I'm telling, in Java code, I'm telling Java, please go to the Android XML file and find my button, which is named by this ID. So r.id. It lies in my R file. So r.id. What was my button's ID? Let's go back to the activity and the ID of my button. Just wait a minute, guys. The ID of my button is button2. So I'll straight away write button2 over here. Put a semicolon because in Java statements end with semicolon. Similarly, I'll also initialize the text view. Find view by ID, r.id dot. Which text view? This one, text view 4. So let's give it as text view 4. Now I'll again initialize. Now there's one thing left, that is my edit text. So in edit text, I'll write find view by ID, r.id dot edit text. So I'll straight away write edit text. That's it. And I'll put a semicolon. I want to do something on button. So I'll call this button object And there's a function which is known as set on click listener. So what I'll do, I'll just button dot and I'll type set on. Can you see the first thing which Java is offering me? Can you all see the first line, set on click listener? I'll press enter. Now it is a function which demands certain, which actually demands certain parameter. What parameter is it? Is it asking for? It is asking for on click listener. And I'll type view. What I'll type? New space view. And I'll just enter view, and you can see the first option which is coming. Just press enter. That's it. So now there's a function on click. Now whenever the user would be clicking on this button, so whatever you would be writing inside this on click, that thing gets executed. So what I'll do, I'll just put a toast over here. Let's put a toast over here. Context, great. So I'll write a you clicked on button. Right. After this, third parameter is duration. So toast dot length short, and afterwards what we'll do, we'll put dot. Now it is giving me certain error. What is the error? It's asking me to extract the string resource, but the error is not because of this. The error is because of the context. If I'll write main activity dot this, the error gets resolved. So always go with this one. Just put the name of the activity and dot this. This means like we are referring to this class. When you just put this, right now the context of the toast is not clear to the Android system. It will get confused because right now you are also talking about a class which is button. Right, so it is getting confused. To clear the context of it, where do you want to display the toast? You want to display the toast in main activity, right? So that's the reason I'm passing main activity dot this. Okay, so let's run this much amount of code and see what happens. Now there's one basic problem with the application. For example, right now if I'm writing something over here and if I'm pressing this button, you clicked on button. So why actually the text is not shown over here? Because inside the button on click, we have implemented the logic to display the toast. So whatever I would be writing inside the on click method, that would get executed when I press certain button. Now what I want to do is I want to, first of all, let's go into this. First step is I want to get the text. So for doing this, the user is entering text into what? Button, text view, or edit text? Edit text. So I'll just call the edit text object. Now there's a function which is called get text. Now there's another function which is called dot toString. This is a function which converts the data coming from edit text into string format. I'll save this into a string. Let us say string name equals to edit text dot get text dot toString. So what I did, I just called the edit text object. I called a function known as get text. This function, what does this function do? This function takes the data which is entered by user and it converts the data into toString. It's converted into string. And finally, I'm storing the data which I'm getting into a string known as name. Now let's do one thing. Let's display the name of user on toast. So what I'll do, I'll just write name is plus name. So let's run the application again. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll type A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And let's press the button. Can you see name is A, B, C, D, E, F, G as a toast? Can you all see it? Now what I want is, the first step is done. The second step which I want to do is to show the text on another text view. So what I'll do, I want to show the text on this text view, right? I want to show the text which I got from on this text view. So what I'll do, I'll just call the object of this text view dot, and there's a function which is known as set text. Can you see the function set text? I'll just click on this, and what I'll do, I'll just add name to it. That's it. Now let's run the application. So let's write the name over here, Aditya, and press the button. Can you all see my name over here? So what I did for this, first of all, I extracted the text which was entered by the user. So I used get text method and I converted it to string. After that, I wanted to show the text which was extracted onto another text view. So I just called the object of text view dot. There is a method called set text, and I entered and I just supplied the name, the string which was having the extracted name. And that's it. Everything is done. And that's it, guys. So see you tomorrow. Bye bye, guys.